Buckminster Fuller, very brilliant man, who we are about to quote, said it very well, that you really can't, and I'm paraphrasing, you really can't solve systems that have become dysfunctional. All you can really do is design a new paradigm and model, and then adopt that, one that does work. And then you're okay. If you try to tinker with the existing systems and patch them up over and over and over and over again, the process of putting out the fires becomes not just a preoccupation, it becomes the day-to-day activity that then absorbs all your time and resources and potential to design and implement that new model. Right now, we're putting out fires in California. We've got droughts in different areas in the United States and across the world. We've got polluted water. We've got weather systems that come through and destroy a lot of stuff. The more that happens, the more resources we're going to apply to that. And so an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure in this process. So the antidote we're offering, we're not saying it's the only one, it is one amongst perhaps others. We haven't seen others. We are looking for them though, is to create the social movement engine, this platform where world leaders, corporate leaders, university representatives, research institutions, large-scale social movements can all work together in a well-aligned, well-organized new model, new paradigm, a new paradigm of leadership on the planet that gets practiced in this practice sandbox venue we would call the social movement engine. And in that way, they can develop solutions that are implementable, and also educate populations to be able to say, we know you like this. We know you want this. We know you've had this in the past. We know you want this in the future. This is why it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean we don't love and care about you unconditionally. It does mean the practical realities of this world are, and there have been Nobel Prize economists that have gotten together and run the numbers, economic collapse potentially by 2040 or 2050 globally. And they ran the numbers in 1970, and they just ran them again in 2020. And you know how good the computers are now. How much more access to data do we have now than we had in 1970, 50 years ago? Mm-hmm. So we'd suggest that business as usual and always wanting to have more is not a sustainable approach for any species on this planet. So it's not a foregone conclusion. This is not a doom and gloom story. It's time to make a very heavy duty course adjustment as a collective. And in order for people to buy into it, they've got to see it work. They've got to see when, where, how, and why it's good, when, where, how, and why it will mean that there'll be a future for humanity, when, where, how, and why it will allow us to harmonize as a species with the planet. And it's got to be fully documented and vetted and tested. We want to do that. There's got to be some space to do that. There isn't one right now. We want to build it. The social movement engine is that platform. So we agree with you. And you see why it's difficult for people to envision any projection of current dynamics solving for climate change, because current dynamics don't add up to a new paradigm and a new model.